sure.
Welcome. live from the One Bad Mother Studios in beautiful Pasadena, California. I am so thrilled to welcome you to the MaxFun Drive dinner party, supporting Meals on Wheels. Woo!
Yay! Huzzah! Huzzah!
Yeah. All right. So, with me, do we know if this is running? I'm going to just say yes.
We
And
believe it is.
yes, it is. All right, here we go, guys. With me, I am Biz. I am from One Bad Mother, which some of you may listen to, some of you may not. You might think you can't listen to it because you don't have children. Well, that's a lie. The beautiful Drea and Renee have both co-hosted with me over the years, and now I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and start with this amazing Zoom magic trick where I'm going to point to a box, and magically they'll know who I'm pointing to. I'm going to Hal.
Hello, I'm Hal. I'm half of We Got This with Mark and Hal. That's me. That's crazy. And also one of the co-hosts of Tights and Fights. Am I pointing? Should I point?
Ooh.
Do we want to break this?
The
About
best
that?
is our points probably do not line up with whatever
There's
anyone
no way.
I'm
externally
gonna,
the
I'm
only
gonna
person
do
we
the
worked
points.
out was
You
Biz.
just do it, and then I'm gonna like a great conductor in a
Yes.
weird Zoom orchestra. I'm just gonna be doing this the whole time. Hal, do you have anything else, or am I sending it over?
I'm just happy to eat chili and wipe my face with this neckerchief. That is the reason why this is here. This is tragic.
I call this my chili stash. Now let's send it over this way, and I'm gonna say it's Drea.
Drea! Yay! I'm Drea Clark. I'm one of the co-hosts of Who Shot Ya, which is a movie podcast on Maximum Fun that I do with Alonso Duralde and Ify Wadaway. And it's super fun, and I really enjoy doing it, especially since I live alone here on Mars, Koreatown adjacent. So getting to record and talk about movies with my friends each week is a true delight. And also because apparently my mother's not the only one that listens to it. So it's been a real journey for me here at Max Fun. And tonight I have 4 new best friends. And like you do with all new friends, we're going to eat chili. So yeah.
Nothing says friends like chili.
Like chili in different households. Yep.
I will say eating chili in different households may be the best idea. So
actually, yeah, chili probably works better in different households.
That's
also,
right.
I'm originally from Minnesota, and I know we have some watchers from the Midwest right now. So high five, Midwest is best. I see you. Thank you for watching and seeing how this train wreck will traverse.
Choo-choo! Now we are moving on to Dan.
And before she leaves the room, Audrey, are the pointing accurate? Is the pointing accurate? She's not listening to me. I wanted to make sure that she was watching from the couch. I wanted to see whether the ways that you were pointing were actually accurate where you were with live. No, Audrey says they're not. They don't match up. So
even better.
Well, that's not my fault.
Saying it's been a lie. It fell flipped. No, I appreciate being here, and so you can all see podcasters when they're at their most attractive eating. This is great.
And finally,
me, Renee. You guys, thanks so much for being here. I'm Renee. I am a co-host of Can I Pet Your Dog? That's Tugboat, his very best side. Now, here's what I've done. I have filled a Kong full of peanut butter. So he's going to be well behaved until that peanut butter's gone. And then it's going to be a thing. So just let's appreciate the behavior right now, and then he'll be on the table.
Wait, what did you fill with peanut butter?
Excellent question. Excellent question. A Kong, it's like a cone with a little teeny tiny hole in it. So it takes you a second to get all that peanut butter out. The listeners know. I know.
I thought you said Kong, and I pictured something very different.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you should. But we're not that part. We haven't gotten into the cocktails yet. We're going to talk about that one.
That's right.
But
Then
not just yet.
All Kong
We'll
talk.
give one
Right.
filled with peanut butter to my
Yeah.
6-year-old and see how long it takes for him to get it out of
That's-
That's also a project for
When
later.
I prerequisite for signing up for this, I'm like, is there 45 minutes of Kong talk? Then I'm in. Great, but not yet. But not yet.
The reason we are all here, first of all, I'm going to use some privilege and give a shout out to my sister, Helen Michelle, who is watching from New York City. Hello, sister.
Nice.
Yay, Helen. Okay. We are here not only because it's the Max Fun Drive, which is a wonderful time for all of us to get together and hang out and just be part of the Max Fun family of listeners and podcasters. It's a good time. We are also here to raise money for Meals on Wheels. And Drea, would you please talk a little bit about that?
I would. I'd like to say my secondary reason is to have a bookshelf off with
Yes.
Dan.
Really?
But
Gonna
then
win.
my primary reason is Meals on Wheels, as is the rest of yours. For people who aren't familiar, Meals on Wheels America is a national program, and that's what we are encouraging you to donate to. If you're watching, or even if you're not watching, but just sensing that we're talking about it, Meals on Wheels wants you to know that vulnerable seniors are at the greatest risk amidst COVID-19. Local Meals on Wheels programs are on the front lines every day, focused on doing all they can to keep older Americans safe and nourished in communities across the country. A new survey conducted by Meals on Wheels finds that nearly all local Meals on Wheels programs are experiencing increased demand, with 4 in 5 programs reporting that new meal requests have doubled since March 1st, when concerns over COVID-19 and social distancing measures began taking hold. These are things that make me cry at night. So this is a much more productive and healthy way to deal with that. And yeah, if you're able to support them, please do. We encourage you to give directly to Meals on Wheels website, because then they'll get all of the money for it. And then if you can send us a screenshot at hello@maximumfun.org, we can give you kudos and high fives and shout you out on our totally normal and not weird, awkward Zoom dinner party. Because that's what we want to do. We've also already raised $1,034 thanks to folks who donated in advance, which is really cool and really kind of everybody. It really is.
Yeah, can we make Drea cry tonight? I don't know.
Okay,
Let's see.
honestly, I almost just cried reading.
I know, I can tell.
I live on Mars. Everything is very right here, it's on the
Oh.
surface.
It's right.
Yeah. Man,
right
you
on
want to
the
talk about
surface.
like elderly people in need of food? Who's not going to cry? I'm not
Yeah.
a monster.
That's true.
At the
Well-
time.
We'll know by what's on your bookshelf.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't zoom in. I might be a monster.
With regards to the bookshelf off, I did have the Power Broker before the pandemic. I just want everyone to know that it was not a prop purchased for the pandemic. I got it because Elliot was like. So.
I want credit because mine goes to the ceiling
Oh boy, Drea.
and
Get
to
that
the
extra credit.
and to the floor. Also, I have a Doctor Who right there
Mm.
and a sonic screwdriver. These are real
These
specific.
are good. Actually, I think this is a great idea. Let's learn a little bit about each other by what's immediately surrounding you. or what's the story that you want to tell? Because right now I'm looking over at Hal, who's right there for me, and I'm seeing the guitar that tells me
Yes.
he or someone he knows is folksy.
right.
I see the cookbooks. There's
By the way,
Oh, you're not just-
I was hoping it would be slower. I was hoping it would be slower because as you were talking, I heard.
That was
And I
perfect
thought-
timing.
Pretty good
Yeah.
We
timer.
could time this segment by how long it would take for that to fall to the
Yeah.
earth. But it's already happened. And that means we've hit our goal.
Wait. Woo! All right.
Is it your stuffed monkey that plays the guitar, or
Yes.
is that your
Yes.
guitar? Okay.
The stuff this guitar actually belongs to my wife. My guitar I took to a guitar shop locally and it was right before the pandemic started. So it remains in holding at McCabe's Guitar Shop in Santa Monica, California.
Shout out.
And who wouldn't keep their guitar, their monkey, and their KitchenAid all next to each other?
Sure.
I mean, you got to be ready for a party
key
at any
items.
time.
We've all watched
That's
Family
right.
Feud. We know. Name top 3 things in your kitchen: monkey, guitar, KitchenAid. We know.
Exactly.
I have a question for Dan, who's right there.
Mhm.
Dan, your bookshelf. I would like to know, honestly, 2 things. 1, what is your favorite book that is on that bookshelf? And 2, what is the most bullshit book that's on that bookshelf that's
book.
like that you're like, somebody gave it and I can't get rid of it, or like my cousin wrote it, or like whatever, or I got this because I thought it'd make me a better person, but then I never read it, like any of those.
So it has to be my book, though. I can't call out any of Audrey's books to make fun
Nope.
of them. I can't find where it is. There's a book called Harpo Speaks that is Harpo Marx's autobiography that is a fascinating book about vaudeville, and he was part of the Algonquin Round Table, and he went behind the Iron Curtain. It's amazing. Bullshit book.
It's my new podcast.
I mean, there are a lot of books. There are a lot of books I have up there that like I was enjoying, and then I just hit a wall on. Like I have both Don Quixote and Tom Jones up there, and they're excellent books that I don't need 1,000+ pages of. I was like, okay, 500 pages in. I don't know what happened, but I had all the pleasure out of this I was gonna get. So yeah.
All I needed to learn. That's all that's new, Pussycat. That was it. We were all good. Quick though, shout out to Lynn Plays, who would really like to pet your dog, Renee.
All right. Well,
really wants to pet Tugboat. I don't think that's possible
at the
through
moving
Zoom.
portion of that.
I don't know. He's working on the peanut butter. I just wanted to let
just to
Tugboat
say
know.
that I can travel. Am available to move about the room when we're at that point of the Zoom. Right now, stay stationary. But when you're like, Renee, you got it. You got to twirl.
It feels like an audition where you're like, I can move around the room. I can.
Sure, I can. I have special skills. I lift a laptop. I'm pretty talented. I
Bring
gotta be
movement
honest.
clothes and your dog.
Sure, right. Yes.
No.
Hal, I'm so charmed that we both are wearing the MaxFun shirts just because we're your podcast. We both came on to MaxFun at the same time. So it's like Jessie dressed us. He's like, well, the siblings obviously will wear the same thing.
Yeah. Let's put the twins in matching outfits.
That's how we'll know they're ours.
Sure, right, exactly.
Watch out, because after we leave for the cocktail, I'm going to come back and be wearing that shirt as well.
A costume change.
I'm costume changing all night
right.
because I am not with my children. Right now. Drea, what?
Well, no, I was just going to say there's 2 other comments that came up
please.
That are of the make me cry variety.
Yes.
But if anyone else wants to make me cry, Andrea, which is my full name, so I also know she might be saying it Andrea, a lot of ways to go, says, my father depends on Meals on Wheels. Thanks go to everyone. Cheers to your father. And cheers to you. Thank you. And Krista Menaker says, so does my grandfather. Meals on Wheels means that he's able to stay independent.
Yes.
I am not going to make it to Chile, you guys. I'm thrilled.
I think it is awesome. This is why we want to go and support this program. I mean, like, it was already an important program that was happening before the pandemic. And if the pandemic has shown us anything, and it has shown us so many things, that is, we have a lot of systems that are not working. And one of those really is just front and center is food and feeding people in this country. And people of a certain age who are no longer able to go out and act independently because of the virus, they absolutely 100% need this right now to help them get through this. So I really hope that you will go right now and donate. And maybe I'll paint something new on the studio wall if you do. What do you think about that? What do you think about those apples right now?
Sweet apples, man.
Those are some sweet apples. Drea, your bookshelf, your favorite book that's on the shelf, and your bullshit bookshelf that is your bullshit bookshelf. The book.
What's on that bullshit bookshelf?
What's on the bullshit?
What's on your bullshit bookshelf? Huh?
Yeah.
Can we cuss on this?
Come knock all that over.
Meals on Wheels is like, okay.
I'm not good with favorites. It's the same thing. Like our movie podcast means that people are always like, great, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, what? I need like 4 subsections. Like, do you want an action film, international, about a heist? Yeah. Okay. Train to Busan. Like, I'm not good at those. I will say I went through a period of reading John Irving's A Prayer for Owen Meany, like once every couple years because I loved it so much. And then now I'm like, why did you read White Guys all the time in your 20s, lady? But that's what time travel exists for, to go back and hop in your TARDIS. I don't know why.
Why is there a TARDIS up here?
Yeah,
Where are we pointing?
Next to my Doctor Who. I'm pointing to the shelf, not to your cubicle box. Oh, I got the pronunciation
are you having
right.
Good job, Drea.
When you're pointing to things, how much trouble are you having with the flip on the Zoom? Because I
Is this
have had
making
to
you
start
nuts?
like.
Is this making you
I
crazy?
mean, well, no. I mean, I watched Easter Parade fairly recently, and Judy Garland's character doesn't know left from right, so she wears which is bad because she's a dancer in the movie, so she wears a garter on one of her legs to remind her. And when I'm looking at the thing, I'm like, okay, this is where my pocket square is. So if I want to point that direction, because it's the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is fascinating stuff, guys.
All right. I'll
Let's get
stop
into it.
pointing. I'll stop
Inside
pointing
baseball.
and only point at myself. Just
But it's
like this. I can pretend you're pointing at me. Hold on, wait. Does that work?
there we go.
I like Biz, I have to say the energy of your cardboard back and the light, the interrogation light.
Yeah. I
then-
call it late night sultry piano set light. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay. That's probably kinder than interrogation light. Yeah.
Same.
It's so good and chaotic. Like you run a public access show in your
Yes.
basement, but like it doesn't broadcast. Like,
right. Or as a podcast.
oh, am I describing your real life?
I'm
not even
describing
making
my
a
real
joke.
life. Do you
That's
like
on
that? Yeah, there's also, there's the window so I can see out. And there's a tiny little COVID virus on the other side of the window that's saying, let me in. And I say, no.
What's the password?
What's the password?
Don't
You don't know it.
taunt
You
the
can't get in.
virus, Biz.
Yeah. A lot of
You
people
like that?
don't know COVID
He's
can't
gonna
come
get
into your
mad.
house
He's gonna
unless
get
you
mad.
invite it.
Right.
That's right. It's like a vampire.
It's like a
That's
vampire.
right.
Yeah.
They don't
That's
tell
right.
you that.
Don't invite COVID in.
Welcome to the Maximum Fun Science Roundtable.
It's like COVID's like a vampire, but you have to kill it like a zombie. So it requires like a double tap and then making sure it's dead.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's
I
good.
think those are in the new guidelines. I could be
That's
wrong.
right.
Maybe. I don't know. We're all going to live in our house forever. We're not going anywhere. Don't overthink it.
Why do you think I spent so much time talking to my Doctor Who figurine?
I don't know. You tell me. This could definitely go that way. I don't want to not focus on the very telling story that is Renee's house background. It just screams.
Yeah. Who am I, Biz? Wait, God, okay.
Yeah.
Dan, teach me. That way?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Woo!
What do you know?
You
What
hate
have we learned?
fires. You hate fires, and you haven't had time to paint.
You know what's funny is it was painted, and I was like, I'd like to be a bit brighter in here. I did this.
Yeah.
It was a lovely
Nice.
slate gray, and I
It's
was
good.
like, that's not me. Listen, old effusive, sunny disposition over here. Gonna
Yeah.
need it a bit brighter.
Yeah.
And so I went with light gray, but I think we can all agree I went with white.
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
ultimately
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
turned
Very
out.
light gray.
Yeah.
But the curtains are nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, they're nice. There's some thought that went into that.
All right, so we're not
You're really
all
trying
lost.
to find nice things to say, aren't you?
feel-
Ben? You're really running out. There's a
Well, that's
person in
the
there.
thing.
Okay.
There's a dog.
Inside is
On
what
the
I've
floor.
noticed.
Yeah. I think the lack of having a thing to talk about comes off as criticism.
Shoot.
Yes, it's not,
Whereas-
but it's not.
But it's
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because whoa, yes.
No,
What do
I
we
just
know?
looked. We got a note from Janelle Sadie Krupa
Oh,
that said, if Dan and Biz were friends, my life would be so great. And I
Yeah.
love adjacent friend things.
Mhm.
you're-
Biz and
Okay.
Dan, who of you guys know each other in real life? Because I know no one.
I know.
Yeah,
I
only
wanna
tell us
do
by
it so
pointing.
bad.
You
I-
better.
That's my elbow pointing. I know.
Well, the layout is now in the chat. if you
Yeah, I
wanna-
can see it right now. Well, you're on the bottom row, and it says that I think I'm correct. There's. I know Renee. Guys, we're so close to making a cocktail. I know Renee from a while ago. You came on to. Did you come on to co-host right away, or you came on as a guest? Maybe. And I don't
That's
remember.
a good question. I feel like co-host. I don't know why I'd be
Yeah, and then you have
guest, 'cause-
co-hosted many times, and we do a lot of the old kids are like dogs, dogs are like kids, and to be perfectly honest, what we have found out is they're really quite a lot alike.
the most insulting thing in the world. I don't
It
get
is.
it.
Do you
I
like
don't.
it? She's
Nope,
always
nope.
like,
You're gonna have
it's-
real moms who are gonna be like, get around.
No. I'm like, yeah, I would pet your kid. People go up and pet people's kids all the time without permission.
Of course.
All right, the
Wait,
first
do
sound.
they?
Yes, people come up and touch your children all the time. They touch your body. If you got a baby inside you, they like touch. There's a lot of touching. But Renee and I know each other through just that, and occasionally we're friends. I don't know any of the rest of you guys. Not true. Drea, you came on, and you
Virtually.
virtually we have
Yeah.
started to get to know each other. I feel like Hal and I are just beginning a friendship through the
Yeah,
MaxFun
blossoming.
Drive.
Mm.
And Dan, this is possibly our first interaction. I don't watch podcasts, so I don't know what anybody looks like.
Oh,
So,
fair.
like, to be fair,
Yeah.
Well, you
I
guys
was
need
on
to become better friends for Janelle Sadie
For
Krupa.
her sake. Yeah.
Yeah.
done.
I guess the die is cast. I've only I think ever talked to Hal because I was on their show, but that was
Yes.
over Skype and such. So yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. And Renee and I know each other because we launched on the same day, and we've done crossovers, and we've done a live show together. So
Hal's
way back.
The best.
5
Everything.
years?
Yeah. Can you believe that 5-year anniversary for both of us? Hal,
Crazy.
such a chance. Was it just last year that I was just like, hey, real quick, if you could just be the voice of Tugboat, and then Tugboat was promoting?
Yes.
And then
That's
like
right.
a champ, he was like, yeah, I guess. Just real kind, real nice. So yeah, Hal's my what a sweetie. I should stop asking favors, friend.
No, please.
What a sweetie.
Please keep asking. Forever and ever.
I
Ryan
do love-
Mulder.
Love
sorry,
the
go ahead,
favor.
Drea.
Oh, yeah, no.
Ooh, yes, go ahead. No, go ahead, Hal.
Ryan once said, if I want to talk about doing the Adventure Zone in Night Vale, that you're all ears, slightly smiling face. So you're sort of
No,
pleased
please.
about my involvement of that, or you want to like hear like now he's gonna tell us that it was all a mistake. Yeah, I doing the Adventure Zone was great. I think I got asked the day before the episode dropped and recorded it very quickly. It was Griffin sent me an email, needed something very quickly, so I recorded it, turned it around. Night Vale I did because of Thrilling Adventure Hour. I did their live show in Brooklyn, and then when the crowd went crazy when I came out because of my character, not me, I told them they had to keep me in the show forever. There you go.
Now, did you incorporate a neckerchief into any of this?
You
Or,
know, when you're working with your voice, it's important to keep
yeah.
the cords warm. So I've always got my Mr. Furley neckerchief
Oh,
around my
Mr.
neck.
Furley. It really
nice.
is.
Oh,
No one knows what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
please. Google.
Three's Company.
Please
just
go Google Mr. Furley. Yeah.
Let's just like spend the rest of the time devolving into conversations about TV shows that don't exist anymore. But you know what it is time for?
What time is
Nothing that Three's Company segues neatly into. It is just about time to make our cocktail. In fact, we are going to watch the lovely Mallory from Reading Glasses put together a cocktail. We're going to go on a cocktail journey with Mallory. And when we come back, we'll all have a cocktail.
I'd like to add, Mallory, I actually do know. So I'm not just hijacking my way into this. I have tenuous connections and use them to hijack my way into this. Yeah.
And she also wrote the book, The Lady from the Black Lagoon. So a hot dog. Yeah.
And her podcast is Reading Glasses, which you just said. That she does with Brea Grant. And it's wonderful. And if you love books as much as I do, which is more than Dan McCoy, then you should give it a listen. Oh, dang it.
We're gonna have to get a measuring tape.
Dang it.
I get a measuring tape.
I need to draw
got an east to west thing here
in here. When we come back, I'm gonna have a bookshelf drawn on this bad boy, filled with books,
filled to the brim.
So pretty soon we will be going to the clip. In the meantime, let me just ask before we get started: is anybody already drinking a cocktail?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you have?
This is the Evelyn Waugh. Is it the Noonday Reviver? Is that it was with
the Evelyn Waugh? Yeah.
Nice.
Waugh, yeah. And I've been steadily drinking it. I didn't realize that we should introduce these things as aspects into the show before.
That's right, because there were 3 drinks, right? 3 drinks in the little mini cookbook that went around for this.
Yeah,
that's right. Oh, it looks like we are ready to watch. So sorry, everybody. I'm not going to talk to you about your cocktails.
I bet you will afterwards.
Oh, yeah. We got some time to fill. Let's see Mallory.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mallory O'Mara, half of the podcast Reading Glasses, which is a weekly show on Maximum Fun that talks about reading and reader culture. I designed a cocktail for the Maximum Fun cookbook for a past Max Fun drive, and today I'm going to teach you how to make it. It's called the Epilogue. It is very thematic for books. So what you're going to need is a tea-infused scotch. I used peppermint cinnamon green tea for this, but you can use whatever you want. And if you are strapped because it's the pandemic, you don't even have to infuse it, but it's best when it's infused with tea. You're also going to need fresh lemon juice, vanilla syrup, which you can make at home with just a pot of boiling water and sugar and some vanilla pods or vanilla beans if you have them. It's not super expensive, and you can sometimes get it at like the liquor store or the grocery store. So it sounds fancy, but it's not as fancy as you think. Also chocolate bitters, 1 egg white, and some ice. So first thing, everything's gonna go into a rocks glass with a large ice cube. So you can prep that ahead of time. And this is a shaken drink. Most cocktails that have fruit juice in them are shaken, so you're gonna need a cocktail shaker. Sorry, my cat's behind me. So first thing is cut up the lemon. So what you're gonna need is 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. So this is your jigger, which is a cocktail tool. It is a measurement of cocktails at 2 ounces on top, 1 ounce on the bottom, but you can measure with whatever household tools you have. But yeah, so 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. I have a very fancy juicer because I'm a huge cocktail nerd, but again, make do with what you got. So we're gonna squeeze 3/4 of an ounce. All right, so that's gonna go in the shaker. 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of vanilla syrup. I always like to start out with the cheapest and easiest to find ingredients instead of the alcohol. In case you screw up, then you don't have, if you have to start all over again, you're not wasting the scotch. So it's 3/4 of an ounce of vanilla syrup, 2 dashes of the chocolate bitters. Again, you can probably find them at most liquor stores, depending on how fancy your local liquor store is. So that's 2 dashes. And now I'm going to put in an egg white. I know that sounds very strange, but a lot of craft cocktails have raw egg whites in them, and they're very important, not for taste, but for texture. And you'll see why in a second. So to get the egg white, you crack the egg, sort of strain the white out of it. I like to do that by just transferring the yolk between the pieces. And then you just have the yolk and the white's in there. Hold on one second. I'm gonna grab a towel because my hands are covered in egg white now. So, and then the most important, the scotch. So, 2 ounces of the scotch. Again, you don't have to have it in a fancy decanter like I do. Any old scotch will do. This is an Aaron malt scotch, but you can use something that's not super expensive like a Dewar's, especially for infusions, because with infusions, you know, you're making the scotch taste like something else, so you don't have to use a really expensive scotch to make that. Actually, it would be better if you used a cheaper one, because then the flavor, the stronger flavor of a less expensive scotch will shine through a little bit more. So now almost all your ingredients are in the shaker. Now, for all drinks with egg whites, you're going to do something called a dry shake. And this is why the egg whites are important. Because when you do a dry shake, what you're doing is you are shaking up the protein chains in the egg and you're making them frothy. So you are, it ultimately will get a really, really smooth, creamy cocktail, but you have to do 2 shakes. The first one without ice. So this is a dry shake. And you're going to want to shake it really, really hard. And as it's in the shaker, you'll start to hear it becoming frothier and foamier and creamier. It will sound different. And just make sure that it's on there so you don't spray cocktails all over your kitchen. And now I can hear the fact that it is foamier in there. Give it a second to, there we go. Now you're gonna put in your ice cubes. Little bartender superstition is that you always put in an odd number of ice cubes. So I'm putting in 5. Let me get my hands, I should be wearing an apron, but I'm not. This is your regular shake. A good way to tell is a cocktail is normally done being shaken when the entire shaker is frosted up from the ice. As you can see, it's all nice and frosty. Give it a second to there we go. Now I like to do something called a double strain with this. So this is a normal, regular Thorne shaker, but I have a fancy double strainer for this. You don't have to if you don't have it at home, but a lot of egg white cocktails, you want to double strain them. So looks like the pages of an old book. There we go. Exactly like the pages of an old magical tome. So this is the Epilogue. It is a garnishless drink. You could put a maraschino cherry in it if you want, but I designed it to just go straight with no garnish or anything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this cocktail. I hope if you've never heard of us, you'll check out Reading Glasses, and I hope you're having a really fun Maximum Fun drive. We so appreciate all the support and the excitement and how absolutely wonderful Maximum Fun members are. Thanks.
You wait, it's, it says wait, please.
Wait.
Okay, hold.
Please.
Don't just say, okay, Bikram, say go.
Go.
I still hope someone's just watching us.
I did too. I would.
Okay, we're back. Hey!
And we did it.
I stole it from you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, cha-cha-cha. Welcome back. live from the One Bad Mother studio where books aren't allowed. We are happy to present the Maximum Fun Drive dinner party to raise money for Meals on Wheels. And what we're doing is we are just going to cook and eat our way through the Maximum Fun cookbook that was put out last year as part of the drive. We are starting with a cocktail that you just watched. Maybe you have that cocktail. Maybe you don't have that cocktail. I will never tell what's in here. But I like everybody's drinking vessel. So let's raise a glass and give a toast to Max Fun and Meals on Wheels and all of you. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
There I go. Little thing.
I made Mallory's drink. Is that what you're drinking as well, Dan?
Yeah, I had it through the magic of Zoom. I had it appear while that was going on.
Me too.
I just got in the mail yesterday. This is going to make me sound so terrible because it's such a non-essential thing that I had delivered to me. That's all. It was with some other stuff, okay? But my ice cube tray had broken, and so I got one of these fancy new ones that has like the sphere for cocktails.
Ooh.
Which like is supposed to be better for some reason, but I feel like at
I think it's a surface area.
Yeah.
It's
Like
big,
a-
right?
See
No
that
floor.
sphere. Give
Can
us
I ask, is it very
cozy.
large? Is it very large?
Yes.
It's like you
Yeah.
have to fill it up with the lid on top.
Yeah.
Okay. We use that. We got that before children because we were very refined
BC.
and wanted to have nice things. And ice, I suppose, is a nice thing. It now regularly gets filled with water and some sort of plastic toy. And then it goes into the bathtub once it's frozen. And it's like they do a thing with it. I don't know what they do with it.
It's like a
Really
Kong for
cool.
children.
It is. We fill it with peanut butter.
Yeah.
And then we put it in the bathtub.
Yeah, Biz, you're sitting on $1 billion right now. You know
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Kong for children.
I have found that most $1 million ideas for kids are just taking normal things and then calling it for children. It's sort of
Nice.
like the wedding photo album. It's just a photo album, but they've called it a wedding photo album, and now it's $100.
A nightmare.
So
Yes.
that's it. Can I see what everybody is holding their drink in? I would like to see what everybody's. Hal, that is a very large. That's very large, Hal.
This is a tumbler. I don't drink, so it's a tumbler filled with water. It is a Philadelphia Eagles tumbler. I'm from Philadelphia and supporting my hometown sports forever and always, even when they break my heart.
Very, very good. Dan, what are you drinking out of?
This is actually my friend Joan made this for me
Ooh.
for my 40th birthday.
Oh,
I'm a big Talking Heads fan, and so this must be the place with David Byrne and the lamp from Stop Making Sense.
nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Great.
Drea, what are you drinking out of?
Super boring, tumblery. Here's the thing, again, as you guys know, I'm a gal that likes to follow instructions.
Yes.
So I'm very jealous of Dan's ice cube because Mallory's recipe literally said use one large cube. And I was like, honestly, I'm like, oh, do I try and make a super cube somehow? And I felt a little guilty because I have 3 medium cubes. And also I don't have a shaker, so I used like one of my metal water bottles because there's egg in it, thus the froth. And I also didn't have chocolate bitters because I don't drink. This is like the first drink I've had during quarantine.
Woo!
So my 3 sips, I'm already wasted. But I was like, I'm not getting chocolate bitters to put 3 drops in. So you guys, it kills me. I mean, I know that's going to go on my report for tonight.
That's
Yep.
I
Somebody
felt the
make
same
a
way.
note of it.
I just used the bitters I had, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just use
go
the
to war
bitters
with
you
the
have.
bitters you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a life
sometimes you're
lesson,
just
sure.
already a rotten lump of bitter coal, and everything you just add a little of yourself to everything.
I brought my internal bitters.
Oh, yeah, my internal bitters. Renee,
Sure.
what is that vessel?
Yeah, I would love to tell you. So I am similar to Drea in that I am also like, ooh, I'm blotchy. I know. We're getting going.
I'm like, oh, I need the fan on me. Yeah.
I am unlike Drea in that I blindly signed up for things. This is going to be a common theme throughout this entire thing without reading anything. Yeah. So I was like, of course, yes, of course I'm in. And they were like, it's cooking. And I was like, oh no. Because I think quarantine is like, if ever you were going to be a cook, now's the time because you have the time. And even now I'm still like, I'm good. I'm fine. So I, again, skim things, saw ginger. So I got ginger seltzer and then I put gin in it. I'll tell you what, I'm a mixologist before your very eyes. It's strong. Thus the blotchiness.
And then you went to the high school basketball game and nobody knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that has to do with the amount of gin you put in the thing. I don't
sure didn't measure it.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point. I poured half of it out and now it's full again. So that can't be, that's probably too much.
That's probably about 3 drinks, I would say. That's,
just why don't we go ahead and keep an eye on my blotchiness and we'll know exactly how.
Now, you need a light like this, Renee, to really show where your skin reacts at a certain age to alcohol.
Very smart.
There we go.
How about you, Biz? Let's see your drink. What do you got?
I enjoy a goblet. I have been enjoying stemless pottery goblets because really they don't break as much. And I really like them. And growing up, here comes a story. Growing up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Roll Tide, we used to go to this big arts and crafts festival called Kentuck. And it's like basically, 20 years ago when New York was full of outsider art, it's because they went to a place like Kentuck and like got a bunch of stuff. Anyway, a lot of pottery at Kentuck. And my parents always got goblets. And so they've got like a crazy collection of these goblets. I enjoyed getting the goblets. And so I got this at my last, I got 3 pairs of goblets. I have broken all but 2 and they don't match. Because that's just what I do now. I just drop things because COVID. And I'm having some red wine in it that I'm just going to sip a dip on as we go along. Do you know why we're here, guys, besides enjoying the cocktail? Meals on Wheels.
What?
It's true.
Is that true?
It's true. Meals on Wheels. We have a new number of what we've raised so far. Hal, do you want to do the honors of telling us the new numbers?
Sure. Thanks to all of you out there watching. We have now raised $1,279.33. That is all thanks to you, all going to Meals for Wheels and helping get meals out to people and keep them independent during a time where even the people delivering the meals are risking their lives to help other people have a better quality of life. And all of you out there during MaxFun Drive, this is a very weird time to be doing it. It would have been a weird time anytime during this year, but I'm always blown away not only at the extent to which the MaxFun community supports the network and all the shows, but how you've come together to raise money for charity, both last weekend with the pub trivia and then tonight with this dinner party. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting a good cause. And thank you for being members of the Maximum Fun community.
Absolutely. Woo!
Hal,
are you crying?
Not helping, man. Getting close.
Did you do it? Cry.
It might be this tea-infused scotch helping, but...
Yeah. Well, I wanted to add, I have a slightly wounded baby squirrel that I'm nursing back to health.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Shut it down.
Tell us everything. Start at the beginning.
Can I say something a little less heartfelt? And that is Hal. So I'm admiring your thick, luxurious eyebrows. So I did another Zoom show with my podcast, and we did a similar setup to all of this. And Audrey put some stuff on my eyebrows. She enhanced my eyebrows because if you can see, I don't have much there.
Right.
A little, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm really regretting not having some makeup to enhance It looks
Here.
a little. I look a little creepy. Look at
Well,
that.
I didn't-
Shine a light.
Yeah,
Right
I
there.
didn't notice it before, but now it
Yeah,
is
now-
all I see.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's taken
Oh.
over.
I mean, I think I rub my eyes a lot. Maybe that's what's going on. You're all doctors, right? You can tell me
Yeah.
whether this is
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Let's take a look at
to be
that, please.
concerned
Yeah.
about.
Yep.
All
It's
right,
probably
well-
it's probably from sneezing. Again, this is a science show.
Mhm.
I'm playing a fun game that I want to invite everybody to play with me, and that is what's new in Hal's kitchen.
Oh,
Oh.
I
Yeah.
feel like I know.
Is it a second neckerchief?
Is it a second guitar? No.
Mhm.
Oh,
Is it a second monkey?
Whoops.
Wow.
I
nice.
like it. I hope you keep just adding them.
Yeah, how many do you have, Hal?
The
Yeah.
night is young.
We won't know till the end.
The
Today
night
on
is so young.
today on how many monkeys does Hal have in his house?
I will say I didn't see it until you started talking, and then I was like, "How did I not see that?"
Look, when
Whoops.
you leave your cookware out in the open, you
Yeah.
attract wildlife.
Mm.
It's common knowledge.
Yeah.
And we have a very loose community here. We leave the doors unlocked. We're very trusting. And you saw what happened with that bear that broke in. You don't want to break a door. Just
I
let him
did
right
see
in.
that.
Well, I didn't
So-
see anything about a bear.
Oh
Those are
yeah,
normal.
bear broke
Everybody
into someone's
stop.
house.
Tell me about the bear.
There's a video of a bear breaking into someone's home. They have their
No.
little security camera. And the best part is the bear breaks open the door and then you see the paw for a second stop it from closing. So it looks very like
Yeah,
and then,
just
and
stop.
then it comes in and just sort of looks around. I don't know what happens after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He's
assume
just
it ate
like,
porridge and tried chairs, but we don't
yeah.
know.
He just like could not get onto apartment therapy that day, so he decided to just like go on a home tour.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
a home tour, just checking it out. He's like, you guys aren't out in my neighborhood. So I'm going to come and leave garbage in your house.
Yeah.
Now, Drea, I see you seeing it. We got some comments.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is good. I'd like this because I also have questions on who infused this. Marissa Flaxbart said, I just realized I'm using añejo rum instead of scotch. So much for that peaty goodness. Peaty, solid word.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Mostly tastes like the black honey vanilla tea I put in there. Dan, you look fabulous.
Yes.
From Susie B, as do all the hosts. Okay. Ooh, and then let me 1 second on this tea thing. So yeah, the scotch you were meant to infuse with tea, which again I did not know was a thing. I'm similar to Renee. I was like, yeah, I love talking to people. I can small talk all day. Sign me up. And then I was like, oh, I don't cook, but I
This is an
made
assignment.
yeah, I
Okay.
made everything. But so this tea infusion thing, I also was like, I don't know what kind of. I like that you used Marissa Flaxbert used black honey vanilla tea, which just sounds like a dope tea in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used Earl Grey, which so it tastes like Earl Grey, which works.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh my gosh, I like
Yep.
this question from Ryan Mulder. Any memorable wildlife encounters? I've got-
Guys, we've got
Honey.
7 minutes before we make some chili. So let's talk wildlife encounters.
Okay,
Ren-
I was a camp counselor for 7 years.
So you
I
got a
got
lot.
wildlife. What?
Nice. Well, then
Let's hear it.
let's hear it. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna get bad letters. So this was all in Wisconsin and in the woods. And there was definitely one time I was camping. And so generally when you went on trail, which was like canoe trips for multiple days, we had like the counselor tent, and then the campers were in like 2 other tents. And so we, as we were just mentioning, you're supposed to like put your food either in, they have like these lockable lockers on campsites, but we're pretty wilderness camping. So it was sort of stringing them up in trees, except for my co-counselor and I were like, it's been raining and we feel like crap. So we're definitely going to steal the granola because it has chocolate chips in it. And like, that's all we want in the world, which definitely meant that an entire family of raccoons swarmed on our thin, think of tent fabric, right? Like it is so thick, and they're like scraping through with their little raccoon paws. So I was just like punching walls. It's like, ah! Ah! So it was super graceful, just a very classy whole thing. And then it absolutely involved us having to end it by like one of us distracting the pack of raccoons and then one sending up the stupid thing into the tree in the middle of the rainy middle of the night.
Wow.
Yeah, I come across real well in that story. So I was so excited to share it.
You should start looking for a book to make up for it right now that you can. Dan, you look like a guy who's had a lot of wildlife adventures with your pocket square. What do you got?
I mean, I adore animals, and there's some very like nice animal interactions I had, or not interactions, but just sightings. Like I was in Costa Rica once, and I turned around a corner and I saw an agouti, which is kind of like a capybara, like similar type of animal. And then like I went up to Alaska with my friend, my co-host Stuart from the Flophouse, and some friends, and we saw like a bear and seals and bald eagles and stuff, and that was all great. But the memorable encounter I can think of is that during college, I was walking down the alley near the house that I shared with a bunch of people, and like a woodchuck was like coming toward me, just like walking toward me out in the middle of the day. And at first I was like, oh, cool. And then it just never stopped coming toward me. And I'm like,
just Michael Myers style.
Yeah, just.
Well, like animals that show no fear in the middle of the day, like probably have a disease. So I turned around and ran.
That or they want money. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Hal. I know. Okay, just everybody. My sister is now getting involved again, and she'd like me to tell the possum story.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Are you sure?
I mean, I can tell you a story. I don't think it makes me look great, so I'd rather hear your possum story.
Okay. I will we're going to just hold on making chili till I tell the possum story. I'm going to start this off with, I do not think possums are cute. I do not like them. We were living in Brooklyn, and we had the baby. The baby was, we were on the bottom two floors of a brownstone, and we were renting, and the baby upstairs asleep, and Stefan and I downstairs asleep, and two cats, Casper and Bee. And we would leave the window open for air because it's nice. At some point, we wake up because there's a noise, and we turn the light on, and sitting in the corner of our bedroom is a possum. And it looks like this. It's a fucking nightmare. And I know that this possum's not going to come at me quickly, but that's not what I imagine. It's going to come at me quick. My cats are just like, yeah, there's a possum. Now, I have once tried to get a bird out of my house. And to get a bird out of your house, it involves like putting a sheet over your head and taking a broom and running through your house, opening all the windows and trying to get the bird out. That's not what you do with possums. I didn't know how we were going to get this possum from the floor up. And to be honest, I've pretty much removed that memory from my mind on how we got the possum out, but I was sure it was going to kill the children. Possums have followed me ever since. The most recent possum story was at the beginning of quarantine. We have a tree that rains down dead leaves everywhere. So it's very crunchy sounding. The windows are open because it's nice. The kids are learning from home, I suppose. And I hear this through the leaves. And I look out the window and I see this possum. It's like 10 in the morning. This possum, it is not okay. It's not a well possum. This is a possum who has led a very horrible life. The possum has no tail, and that is from a long time ago. The possum has some sort of gash on its face. There are missing toes. I swear it looked exactly like the thing from rats of impossible sizes, princess
Rodents
rats.
of unusual size.
It moved like that, and
Nope.
it just kept circling the house, trying to find a way under the house to die. And I'm thinking, like, 30 minutes goes by, and this thing is still out there. It's like up on the porch. It has only one eye. So I call the Humane Society, and I'm like, we have a possum. And of course, the guy's like, yeah, because it's Pasadena. There are possums everywhere. And I said, this possum's not doing well, and it's also not wandering off on its own. Okay. I got 2 kids. We're home. Yeah, I'm going to need you to come get this possum. So 30 minutes pass. There's no one has come. I call back and I'm like, I just wanted you to know I'm the one who's called about the possum. I promise the possum is still here. It's curled up by the dining room window behind some cardboard boxes that we've never moved. And so the guy finally comes out and he's got the cage to catch it. And the kids are against the window. And I'm like, time to learn about nature. Let's learn about possums. And the guy says, he's on the other side, and he's got his mask, and I have my mask, and I say, how are you gonna catch that possum? And he says, well, usually we just grab him by the tail. And that's when he looks and he sees that possum has no tail. Oh, well, no, it's not. It's a monster. It was not sad, Renee. Do not make the sad thing.
Okay.
It looked like that thing needed to go to a better place.
Okay.
With some finagling and using lots of my tools that were on the porch that I immediately threw away, he got the possum into the cage, and he said, well, if it had its tail, I would have shown your kids a couple of interesting things about possums. Ellis, who watches a lot of nature shows, proceeded to tell him a lot about possums.
Good.
And that is that's 2 of about 20 possum stories that I have to share. Speaking of possums, let's watch Rachel McElroy.
Yeah, chili possum. We all love it.
Possum
Killer
chili.
segue.
Segues. I don't know, guys, if you know this. I'm known for my segues. Let's all settle in and watch some chili get made.
Hi, I'm Rachel McElroy, co-host of Wonderful. My lovely partner on the podcast, Griffin. Say hello.
Hi.
Is filming me in honor of MaxFun Drive.
I was really worried about what you were going to do there for a second.
And so I am making chili.
Not just any chili. You're special.
Rachel's special chili. Perfect for a 92-degree July day.
We love it.
It is not anything fancy. It is very easy to do, and I do it all the time in the winter, but not as much this time of year. So this is about half an onion, and I am going to cook it in some oil until the onions start to get a little translucent.
I noticed you didn't preheat the pan. Is this a tactic that's important to the chili making, or did you just?
You know, maybe.
That's the secret sauce.
The recipe is actually turkey chili.
I love that. It's my favorite thing.
I make it pretty much exclusively with ground beef these days.
It's Rachel's turkey chili, and then the second ingredient is 1 pound of ground beef. Did anybody ever call you out for that?
Yes.
Okay.
If you go to allrecipes.com, it's under Laura's slow cooker turkey chili. And I adapted that recipe and I think forgot to change the name. So that's where we ended up. So instead of turkey, I use 1 pound of ground beef. This is organic, although I haven't noticed a change in taste or quality as a result of that. I just like to think that the cow has lived a happier life in some way.
If I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure what organic means with regards to a ground beef chunk.
It means that Paul Newman visits your property And it says, looks good to me.
I think he passed on, didn't
Paul Newman's ghost visits your property. And it says, that's A-OK. And then it's organic.
he? He must be busy.
No, yeah. No, I mean, that's what, it's actually gotten easier now that he's a ghost.
Because ghosts can fly really fast?
Travel time, is much quicker. So you're just gonna brown this while that's happening. I can show you the other ingredients. We're looking at just 2 cans of kidney beans.
I noticed those are also organic.
Yeah, well, that's Trader Joe's, It's almost easier to find organic. Should I have called this Rachel's Organic Chili?
I think you now probably can. Let's look at what else is going in there.
Oh, see, these are just regular black beans.
Not even close to it.
Yeah, so that's done.
This is when I would argue the chili looks the worst. Like if you told me, hey, this is gonna be dinner tonight, but I have to add more stuff to it, I'd be like, don't bother. That's just a lot of beans right now.
We have a can of diced tomatoes and green chili. Often this is like Rotel.
Sure.
This is where you can kind of control the spiciness. I usually use original, but you could get mild or
Whoa.
a can of tomato sauce. So Laura, in her slow cooker recipe, asked for 2 cans of tomato sauce.
That makes it too saucy.
Too much. You want to do 1 can and then substitute a can of the diced.
You prefer a sort of like heartier, thicker chili.
I do, yeah. You'll notice this chili comes out real thick.
That's good.
Which makes it real good for like a corn chip, sour cream kind of combo. Okay, spices. So, 3 tablespoons chili powder. Not organic. I can't stress that enough. Don't put organic in there.
Geesh. Oh no.
And then tablespoon cumin. Do you say cumin or cumin?
I say cumin.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's how you're supposed to say it.
You do this right over the pot. You're such a renegade.
And then the rest of the stuff is kind of to taste. A lot of time canned beans and stuff will come with a lot of sodium in it, so I usually go pretty light on the salt, and then as it's cooking, I'll add some if it doesn't seem seasoned enough. But yeah, just like a pinch, which I don't actually know what that. Do you have any sense of what a pinch means?
A peck.
Oh.
An ounce.
Seems like a lot of pepper.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
And then crushed red pepper. Again, this is kind of to taste. So depending on how long you have to cook it, you can either do it 4 hours at high heat or 8 hours at low heat. So if you do the 8 hours, you don't really need to add a lot of extra spice because those green chilies will really kind of take over after 8 hours. But if you're only doing the 4 hours at high heat, you may need a little more spice. So once this is browned, I'm just going to put it in the crock pot, set it on low for the 8 hours.
And then I'm going to film you for 8 hours? It's going to be like Boyhood.
Follow me around as I laugh and love and learn some lessons along the way.
It's hard to shoot cooking.
Yeah, why is that? Because the angles aren't flattering?
I don't know if that's... I think just my arms are tired.
I thought you were going to use one of your fancy pieces of equipment. I didn't realize we were going to do the iPhone.
Oh no, it's a very, very fancy camera on this bad boy. They did a great job. Joni crushed it on this one.
I mentioned I like a Frito on the top. I like sour cream. I like a shredded cheese. I think this usually makes for us. It makes about 4 to 6 servings, and they're like
big boy servings.
They're like heavy servings. This is like your whole meal. So we usually eat it for dinner, and then I'll eat it for lunch the next day. That isn't always a good idea for Griffin.
I've stopped. Yeah, there's very few leftovers that I can reliably eat.
Okay. I'm gonna have to move that crock pot to an actual functioning outlet.
Okay, should we wrap it up then?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll dump all this in, and then maybe we'll give you a little look at it when it's done.
Hey, okay. Now that's what I call chili.
Is no one else going to eat?
I'm eating.
Welcome back to the MaxFun Drive dinner party. That was a little video we called Chili Making with Rachel McElroy, who is the co-host of Wonderful with her husband Griffin, part of the first family of podcasting, talking about stuff they love. I'll tell you what's on my wonderful list right now. That's this chili. This chili made for that recipe. That's some good stuff. I have to stop that. I can't. For the sake of all of you. You
Nope,
have to
it's
be
too
in
late.
here with
So
me.
good.
It's so nice. This is great. This is a great recipe. I want to shout this out. I modified it. I don't know who else modified. These are my modifications. Number one, the Rotel I bought, the cans were too big, and I thought instead of 10 ounces, they were 28-ounce cans. I did not look when I ordered them to be shipped, and I started pouring it. I was like, I can portion this out. I make stuff a lot, and then it started to dump immediately, and I went, well, we're doing this. And I also, I don't like black beans, so I substituted Great Northern beans, but the rest of it followed to a T. It's great, good mouthfeel. It's got a decent heat under it. I love it.
I'm
Yeah, I'll say
you said
two-
mouthfeel.
I'm not sure
I'll say
I'm
two
psyched.
things about this chili, based on what I know of Rachel and Griffin, which is number one. I feel like this is a classic Midwestern chili. Rachel grew up in St. Louis, which is actually not that far from where I grew up, and this is a very bean and other stuff forward chili. Slow cooked, which is different from your Texas chilies where they'll be like, what is this with your beans? Get these damn beans out of here.
That's right.
But also, it's got a fair amount of heat, like you say, which I was surprised about. I thought I would have to add more because I think that the McElroy brothers have infamously delicate tummies.
Mhm.
Griffin foremost among them. So I was surprised that, it's a spicy bowl of chili.
I definitely, my biggest modification was in Minnesota-ing down the spice level to a weenier palate, which is what I have. I'm not familiar with every region's chili. It's clearly something I need to get into, but this is 100% a hearty chili, which I appreciate. It is it's bean forward and then turkey and then some flavoring. My other substitution was they didn't have Rotel. And so I got it was like Mexican flavored tomato with chili canned thing. But I loved it, and the amounts, I honestly like a liquid less chili, which mine is. I feel like I could upside down this thing and it would Also, did you guys slow cooker? I wasn't even sure I had one because the amount that I cook is that I found my slow cooker because I store it in the oven. And then, so I did it for the whole 8 hours.
Wow.
And mine is it is black as night. It is a dark, it's a dark and stormy evening in this chili. Did you guys slow cooker?
We have an Instant Pot, which, can be used as a slow cooker, but I've only ever used it for the pressure cooker thing. So I was I don't want to figure it out. I don't want to think about it. I've done slow cooker recipes just by putting it in a Dutch oven over very low heat for a long time. I did find that I would check on it and I'm like, oh, it's boiling. Even though it's the lowest heat. So I put it half on the burner, but it still turned out, much like yours, it was very reduced.
Which
very good.
Not a complaint, yeah.
Come.
Yeah.
You know what all this chili talk is making me think of?
What's it making you think of, Biz?
It's making me want to know if we have an update on how much money we've raised for Meals on Wheels.
Let's see.
Renee, Do you
Yes.
have a new number?
I would love to tell you. You
Yeah.
guys, we are at $1,408.
Oh,
At 1,000. We're up 400.
Cry.
You kids. What are we gonna do?
that's really awesome.
We're gonna keep asking you to make more donations.
Sure.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure that's what we're gonna ask.
Yeah.
This feels like the
Oh.
time, like Thanksgiving at like my grandmother's house, where we all had to pace out who was eating to who wants to talk, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know. But first of all, Sabine DeShazo has left a comment that the matching shirts and the neckerchief are making this look like the most delightful summer camp in existence.
Mhm.
I think you're right. I think
does.
you're very much right. I would like to eat my chili and not talk. So I'm hoping that we can watch a little video that has been prepared by Meals on Wheels. I'm gonna sit here and pretend like it's gonna happen any minute. Before I'm just gonna
Hold,
talk us in.
please.
You just
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying your virtual dinner. My name is Danny Tinker and I'm the Digital Director at Meals on Wheels America. I wanted to take a moment and tell you how much your support means to our seniors who really need us now more than ever. When the crisis hit, 4 out of 5 Meals on Wheels programs saw demand at least double, practically overnight. So we're incredibly grateful to the people who stepped up to help, from Jessie's Twitter challenge and all of those who participated in that, to tonight's event. You all are making a difference. Because of that generosity, we were able to ramp up meal production, provide safety supplies, and even enable some telephone check-ins so that seniors knew they weren't alone. So from all of us here at Meals on Wheels America, I want to say a huge thank you for being heroes for seniors across the country.
Hello, we're
Hello.
back, and I'm still eating chili.
right.
Meals on Wheels, incredibly important. We actually have a comment from a driver. Hal?
That's right. Gail Furnell says, I'm new to MaxFun, but as a driver for Meals on Wheels, I'm so grateful for you in this event. You have a new fan here. Well, you have a fan in the 5 of us.
Yeah.
We appreciate the work that you're doing, and it's our honor to get to support Meals on Wheels. And really, it's all of you who are doing this. So thank you to all of you. Congratulations on your new fan, Gail Furnell.
You know, I just want to, I'm going to just switch it to One Bad Mother gear for a second and tell you what an amazing job that you're doing as a driver for Meals on Wheels. Every week we talk about all the essential workers who are out there doing things, and also sort of like, it's all essential these days. And I think the work that you and other volunteers are doing, and other people who work for Meals on Wheels are doing, driving and doing this, it is remarkable. And it is, I see you, we see you, you're doing such an amazing job. And I cannot begin to say thank you enough, because it's like a hard choice to make sometimes right now, to make choices to do this sort of work. And I just want to say thank you for doing it.
Or to a lot of people who it's not a choice. Like
That's right.
It's make or break.
It's make or
And,
break.
yeah.
It's not a choice. Absolutely. There are horrible, hard choices happening out there right now. And just for those who volunteer during a time like this, thank you. So everybody who's watching, I'm just going to say, you should go and donate a little more to the Meals on Wheels because it's some good work.
Or text
Biz,
your friends.
Biz, you're on camera. You're
What?
on camera. This is-
Biz,
You have this side?
Biz.
All right. Oh, I'm just
everybody
talking.
can hear you.
I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
Hal.
What?
Wait, oh, sorry.
Huh?
I'm talking to you. No, now I'm talking to Dan. Now I'm talking to Renee.
Yes,
We are wearing matching shirts. You know
we
why?
sure are. Why?
Okay.
Tell me more. Yeah, MaxFun Drive. Got a little MaxFun Drive.
It's the MaxFun Drive.
I wanted to
MaxFun Drive.
piggyback your thank yous and do everybody who's not on screen right now. The people who read MaxFun Drive.
Oh,
We got
yes.
April. We got Bikram. We got Stacy. We got Daniel. We got Kira. We got Katie. Is that everybody?
Probably not.
6
You'll
people
feel
reading you
bad
this
later.
show right now.
There are 6 screens hidden on this Zoom.
Okay, then we got the whole team. We got the whole team. Just carrying us through this event. So thanks to everybody who was behind the scenes. You guys didn't ask me about how I prepared my chili. Is it because you saw my Twitter?
Well, I assumed you had a can of chili, and then you took some gin, and you poured it in to the can of chili.
And have been eating it like a champ. Like a champ have I been taking a bite. This is why you make it from scratch. The Trader Joe's, I love you so much. Turkey chili, maybe not at the top of a list of things to get at Trader Joe's.
No, I wouldn't.
But when we get to the cake portion, they're pretty good. Trader Joe's will help you out with the cake.
I feel like a little canned Hormel chili over Fritos, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's a little gross, but you put a little Hormel chili on some Fritos.
It's a little Frito pie, a little homemade
You're
Frito
not mad
pie.
about it.
So,
Yeah.
Sure.
Frito pie.
Yep. Drea, are you all right? I'm like, this is the thing. This is like this. Every time I'm on a Zoom, I think it's a horror film. And I'm just like, that would actually be a more sinister horror film if you were watching somebody just like choke, like on a chili. And then it would be like, well, this became the worst MaxFun dinner party in history, but most memorable. And that would be worse than suddenly seeing somebody right behind you, I think.
It wouldn't be a great legacy.
Nope.
Yeah. Just wait. John Cho's gonna Zoom bomb us and be looking for his child any second.
Yes! Searching reference. Nice.
Right.
You know why that joke works is that no one remembers who was in Unfriended.
That's right.
Love it. Oh, guys, we're getting pretty close to dessert time. So we're gonna continue to eat up because some surreal stuff's gonna happen. You know what? We still have about 3 minutes before dessert. So it's like we all have brand new children in our house. We're just shoveling food down on a real-time schedule.
Yeah. Am I the only one who finished? I ate. Okay, good. Thank you.
Oh my God. It's just like Thanksgiving.
I got too committed to coughing.
Yeah. It's time to play the game, guys. What's different about Hal's window?
Oh, shit. I can't believe I missed this a second time.
Third.
That is
it's
insane.
the third.
Now, does this one have a Santa hat on? Is he?
Which?
Is there a Santa hat on him?
Sweat
on the guitar one?
Yeah. No, the one on the guitar.
On the one on the guitar.
Oh, no, he's wearing the headband that I decided not to wear for this.
Of course. Yeah, why wouldn't he be? Okay. All right.
Yeah, fair.
Well, here's a good one. Ryan Mulder is clocking in with all these panel questions.
Yeah, these are solid.
Theme of horror.
Oh.
Asks what our favorite horror movies are. I'll go first.
Yep.
My absolute favorite horror movie, only because it delivers exactly what it advertises, is Freddy versus Jason. And my dream episode of We Got This was to have Jason Ritter on to do Freddy versus Jason, which we finally, because of the quarantine, he was at home long enough that we were able to record it and release it a couple months ago. So
that's good.
That is my favorite one. I'm not a huge horror guy though. I also like the original Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, sleeping bag against the tree. Whack.
Yeah, that's right. Dan, what about you?
Who?
Dan.
Me?
Dan, yeah, Dan.
Oh, well, see, this is like, we talked about having to like narrow it down before when Drea was like, oh, it's got to be specific. Like, I love horror movies so much that I'll just say, overall, probably John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, we just watched that. So good.
However, my favorite genre is horror comedy, where they're like kind of balanced at best. And so I just want to mention 3: Evil Dead 2, Return of the Living Dead, and An American Werewolf in London.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Way up there.
Those are good.
Those are really good.
Those are good.
Drea?
Renee.
Oh, sorry, Biz. Ray. Drea.
Oh,
Biz.
Ray. Who wants to go,
So many
ladies?
options.
Gorilla.
We're all the same. Woman 1, woman
Yeah.
2. Who wants to go next?
True, that's not true.
Renee.
I will go for only Dre because I know you can bring it on home. I am such a scaredy cat. Such a scaredy cat that I want to be like, do you remember the original Annie when she was hanging from the ladder? Terrifying. What a scary scene. I can't handle it. I don't have it within me. So Annie, the smash hit musical from 1983 is very
and then
spooky.
she's saved by an unfurled turban from a helicopter.
Yeah.
Which is how you get out of that situation. Yes.
The only way.
Wouldn't we all?
Yes.
That's
Movie
what life is like.
directed by John Huston. That movie was directed by
So
John
weird.
Huston.
No
everyone.
kidding. No
Yeah.
kidding. I also feel like I'm wrong about the date. Was that 83?
You know
82?
what?
Is it
We're going to go with it because we've got to
was
get to
early
the
80s.
next
Yeah.
clips
Thank you.
in. So I'm just going
All
to
right.
say, I also a big horror movie fan until I had children, and then I couldn't watch things get killed anymore. But I'm really torn on this because I love movies in which the devil will get you because I was raised Catholic. I'm gonna have to say The Exorcist might be
Ooh, yeah.
one of my all-time favorite movies. It is so I believe 100% in that movie. Like 100. I'm like this. Yes. Ouija board. Devil will get you. And Drea, yes, please bring it on home.
Well, my favorite that I like to recommend to people is a French film from 1960 because I'm a jerk called Eyes Without a Face.
Yes!
Which is it's really beautifully made. It's a nice segue into horror if you're interested in like art films or beautiful stuff. But I also am a garbage person and adore Dead Alive.
Yes.
Because it's so bloody and so ridiculous and so fun. And so so those are like different pathways. You got to read the individual making those. But yeah, those are 2 horror movies that make me super happy.
Oh my God. And that segues
that
us
is
nicely.
not a garbage person.
Speaking of being garbage people, we're gonna go have some dessert. Don't freak out. I'm going to show you how to make pound cake right now with my child. I hope right now. I'm gonna just sit here and say pound. Hello, MaxFun.
I'm brand new because I'm Ellis.
Ellis, yeah,
You know me from the podcast.
that's true. I know him from around the house and my uterus. Now, in celebration of the MaxFun Drive, we're having a dinner party and we are going to be making the dessert. The dessert is from the MaxFun cookbook last year that One Bed Mothers submitted, and it is called Problem Solving Cake. Because as you know, we believe in cake parenting. What if my child won't go to sleep? Would cake help? Yes. Can I have cake? Yes. Everybody doesn't like their teacher and is making bad grades. What is a parent to do? Make and serve cake.
Yes! I love cake.
So the problem-solving cake, otherwise known as a pound cake, we're gonna get started in just a second. I first wanna say, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna take care of that part.
Yeah! This is gonna be the best.
It is. And the next thing, to make sure, this is I'm sure everybody's done it, but I grew up helping my mom make her cakes by lining the cake pan with butter and flour. So that's what we're gonna do first. We enjoyed whacking on the pan to line it with flour and butter. So now, I love this recipe. I love this recipe because it's very simple ingredients-wise. It is 1.5 cups of
Sugar.
It is 5
Eggs.
It is 1 cup of
Butter.
and it is 2 cups of,
Flour.
and that's it. It's a pound cake because technically it's a pound of flour, pound of sugar, pound of butter, pound of eggs. And now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to cream the sugar and butter.
I just covered the flour on my hand.
You did.
Because I might need to do
Yeah,
that.
no, that's true. The instructions are also very easy. You're gonna cream the butter and sugar, then you're going to beat the eggs in one at a time, and then you're gonna fold the flour in. So, with that said, let's get baking. All right, we have made
Our cake.
our cake. Okay, now comes one of my favorite parts.
Eggshells.
Can you just put the eggshells back in there? Just off the table or counter, whatever this is. Man, our hands are just right back in that egg. Okay, all right,
Egg.
are you ready? Oh, it's on my shirt.
It's on me.
It's on me. Okay, can you scrape it out?
Yes.
Don't let it go in the volcano hole. You need a big scoop, big scrape.
I'm gonna put it.
Keep it in the pan. May I have a turn?
It's
Tell
It's Max Fun Drive.
Mhm.
It's Max Fun Drive.
Did you say it was the Max Fun Dive?
Drive?
5?
Drive.
It's the Max Fun Drive. Oh, yum. Now, Ellis is going to kind of smooth that out in there.
They call me Chef Souffle.
Oh, Chef Souffle, how nice of you to drop by our kitchen. What I'm going to show them. And now we are going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour or until it's done. In the meantime, while it's baking, I think Ellis and I are gonna go play Luigi's Mansion. Oh, Chef Souffle,
Yes,
I think the cake may be ready. Does it smell ready?
yes, yes.
All right, let's take a look. Hot, 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 hot.
I'm gonna bake it in, but I'm not gonna put that bacon out of it.
That's the truth. Cake. Now we are just supposed to let it cool, which I'm very bad at doing, before we try to shimmy it out. So we're just gonna go play some more Luigi's Mansion until it's ready. All right, the cake has cooled some. Let us see if it comes out. Oh my god, it did come out! Oh, shit! Try it. How is it? Are all your problems gone? Problem solving cake. So, support Maximum Fun, One Bad Mothers, and all of the independent podcasts that are part of this network by going to MaximumFun.org/join and enjoy your cake. Speed. Cake. Did you guys like my uterus joke? Because it was pretty good. Guys, we all have our dessert now. I will go first to talk about desserts. But sadly, I did not make the pound cake because I made that pound cake last week when I made that video. And everybody here knows this story because I've already told it 30 times because I'm Southern and that's what we do. But I then had Stefan's birthday and I made him a cake. And then one of my very good friends, it was her birthday and she wanted a cake. So I made a cake. So I did a lot of what we will call cake parenting or caking during this week. And so I saved myself a little cupcake, but I'm out of butter, guys. It felt bad to use 2 more sticks of butter during the pandemic just for the pound cake since I already made one. Everybody else, how are your desserts?
I made the cake.
Yes, and you made it, and you made the cake, and you made it in this shape.
I followed directions.
I love it. And yes, Hal's cake is crammed in a Philly cup. Renee, yours, you really followed the directions because it says Trader Joe's on the outside.
First off, is Trader Joe's canceled? Do we still love Trader Joe's? You got to keep an eye on things.
That's so true. That's so true. I've not heard that we don't do Trader Joe's yet.
Okay. I know that Trader Joe's is making choices.
Right.
And we are, but in my general shopping, which is once a month,
right,
because of the pandemic, I'm not doing the Trader Joe's.
Sure.
But I don't know. We'll see. Somebody will tell us.
Well, I will either show it to you or throw this in the trash. What should we do?
Yeah.
Do we feel Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
I think
For the moment, the Trader Joe's is okay. I tell you what, this Chantilly cream vanilla bean. That'll.
Does it have a frosting?
It does. It's a buttercream frosting.
Yeah.
I'm a little, just the palate of a 3-year-old. So I don't like cream cheese, but I can work with the buttercream. So nice to have a vanilla cake with the buttercream.
I will say
as soon as this is over. Yes.
Yeah. This is real buttercream, which also requires an exorbitant amount of butter. So I just let's talk about butter for the remaining 10 minutes.
I want to know, Dan, did you make the cake as well?
Did a thing?
I did. Here's an alert for the world's most boring story. My kitchen timer decided to die on the very day that I was doing the butter cake. Like it suddenly just would not work. I switched the batteries, not working. And I love this timer. It's like it was advertised as big and loud, which is what I want out of that machine. Yeah. But like I started cooking and I put a alarm on my phone, but in my head I had done it on the microwave. And so then like about 50 minutes into the cook time, an hour-long cook time, I suddenly panicked because the microwave wasn't doing anything. And I like looked at the thing in there. It was brown on the edges. A toothpick came out clean. So I'm like, great, okay, fine, I'll take it out now. And then my phone went off like 8 minutes later. And the cake fell a little, is all I'm saying.
It's creamy.
The center of it is not fully cooked, but mind like an undercooked cake. I like the gooiness that you sometimes get with an undercooked cake. I don't mind.
Yeah,
Oh, you made a lava pound cake.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Or disease.
Yeah. This thing, I will say, Biz, you're an insane person because I did appreciate that there's only like 4 ingredients and they're all like clean.
Yep.
It's that whole thing of like, can you read them? Can you whatever?
Yeah.
And then I looked at the amounts of them and was
it's a pound cake.
Yeah.
I feel like this is not a light, the chili pound cake combo.
Yeah. You're
not joking around.
Sleep for a while.
This is shut-in food.
Yeah.
You are going nowhere. Yeah. Just have your tea-infused scotch.
Yep.
Your chili and your pound cake, and then sleep forever.
Nighty-night. I'm going to show you guys a cool cupcake trick that I recently learned
here we go.
from the kids. So when you go to like a party or somebody and they have like the cupcakes with all the icing, and you're like, how am I supposed to eat this? Right? So you break off the bottom and you sandwich it on top.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the most genius thing I've ever seen. You're
It's
all
also
welcome.
better for like cake to frosting ratio. For some reason, it makes it feel better. Like
you get a perfect bite. Otherwise, you're trying to go through the layers. But generally, if you're a frosting person, the first bite you're leaving a little ledge of cake. That's no good. This is like the perfect hack. Also, why not freeze the pound cake, slice it, and make a chili sandwich? Am I the only one thinking about this right now?
This is a good
Let's be efficient.
Wait, can I just read? We got a couple comments. Lynn Plays said that was wholesome, and I think that was about business video. Susie B wants to know if Hal's last gorilla will be on his head.
The last one is right there.
Right there.
Surprise.
Chilling in the front. And then I love this one. Kristen BT says, I have learned how to make pound cake and then I am terrible at spotting gorillas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, their nature's camouflage. They blend into all backgrounds and all settings. You never know where a gorilla will be.
For sure. That's what they're known for.
Yeah.
I have an update. On the other side of my recording studio, 2 cats are having a fight. They are not happy. I am caught in a cardboard box with the sound of nightmarish cat noises fighting on the other side. I'm glad I'm in my cardboard box right now because, cats. Guys, we are almost done with our dinner party. We have had, well, I'm not going to speak for all of us. I know, you've got a cat right behind you.
The funny thing is I have 2 black cats, and that's a different one than the other one. And it's fully like the Matrix glitch. Yeah. Like my cats are deja vu. Like
that's amazing. Yeah, I don't know what's
Sorry,
happening.
Biz.
No, it's okay. I will always break for cats and tugboat and monkeys and bookshelves. So we're going to be wrapping it up soon. And a couple of things I would like to mention. One, I'm going to say we're all here because, well, one of the reasons we're all here is because it is the MaxFun Drive. And I do want to give one more shout out to that. Maximum Fun is a network of independent podcasters. There are so many networks out there now and so many shows out there now, and it can be really confusing as to like what people might think is the process for making, where does the money go, how does it work? And I could say that being with Maximum Fun, when we say we are listener supported, we are 100% listener supported. And your support means so much. It makes all of it possible. It supports the team at MaxFun that's helping make this happen right now because we can't do it. I'm still pointing like this. It helps all these people's here podcast to be made. And I really am proud to be part of the network, and I cannot tell you when you support Maximum Fun, it is greatly appreciated. So thank you so much. You can go to maximumfun.org/join to join now. Uh, but while that may be the thing that brought us together, why we are really here is for Meals on Wheels. And guys, we have a new update. I believe Dan has not given any sort of Meals on Wheels shout out. So Dan, tell us where our new total is.
Oh, we just got
thank
one.
You for giving me a thank you for giving me a thing that is just reading a number. We're
best friends now. We're best friends now.
We're best friends. You know, the listeners' dreams has been realized. 1,757 and 84 cents. I forgot how money
Numbers
worked
work?
and numbers worked there for
Yeah.
a second. I've had
Not
a lot
gonna-
of chili and two of the cocktails that were given, both of the $1,757.84.
That's so cool.
It is so good. Everybody remind me not to ask Dan to do the number thing again.
No.
Yeah, don't.
I'm
That's
notoriously
it.
bad
That
at
was a
this.
horrible mistake. I will say, we apparently have several watchers in the UK right now where it's 1:40 a.m.
All right, governor.
Yeah.
Well, not
Sorry.
anymore. They've all.
Now they're gone.
They're gone.
Sorry.
Good run while it lasted.
Would you guys like me to
It's
get my
the Scotch speaking.
My kids do some pretty shitty British accents. If you'd like me to get them in here to do that real quick to wrap up on. Guys in the UK, thank you for joining. And that means a great deal. Guys, how do we want to wrap up? A secret nobody knows. Apparently, Drea would definitely like to tell us a deep.
No, I want to listen.
Oh!
What? 4 new secrets. Secrets are currency.
It's true. Once again, how about we wrap up? But everybody just remind everybody about their podcast and how they can check them out, because this has been a delight getting to know all of you guys. Dan, who's right here, I can't stop doing
You did it right for me. I don't know about but yeah, no, my podcast is called The Flophouse. It is about bad movies, although we do our best to make it about joy and friendship and love rather than just being hard on things. And I do it with my friend Elliot, who is a comedy writer. I met him writing for The Daily Show. He has also done Mystery Science Theater 3000. And my other co-host is Stuart, who owns or co-owns 2 bars in Brooklyn, Hinterlands and Minis, and he is far too handsome to be a podcaster. People point it out all the time, which is very offensive to Mina. I don't know why. Can you just shut up about how handsome Stuart is? But that's our show.
Very good. Renee?
Oh, sure. Listen, also too handsome to be podcasting.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Great. Mostly about this one. I got a podcast called Can I Pet Your Dog? So if you like dogs, go check it out. It's mostly about this one and his willful adventures.
He is like fictionally cute.
I know.
Alarming, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I try to act coy about it. I'm just like, oh, I've never noticed, but
Oh, this old dog? Yeah, no. So cute.
All right, Hal.
Yes, my 2 MaxFun podcasts are Tights and Fights, which is the perfect and only wrestling podcast that I co-host with Danielle Radford and Lindsay Kelk. There's a new episode out tomorrow.
I got to get on that. I got to get on that show at some point.
Get on the show.
I know. Yeah.
And also, we got this with Mark and Hal. I am the Hal, and Mark Gagliardi is the Mark, where we settle pointless debates that don't really have much weight in the world, but that you care about more than you know. And we've been going for 5 years and have hundreds of episodes you can catch up on and get mad about.
Yay! All right, Drea.
My podcast is called Who Shot Ya? It is a movie podcast. We generally do good movies. We mostly current releases, if you remember what current releases are. Although we've had some new ones. We just talked about The Old Guard. Everyone, that just came out. But yes, it is great fun. And I will say, I have highly enjoyed, this is my first time fully doing the MaxFun drive. really, because I was like partial host and then now, anyway, I loved it. I loved the community. I've loved every podcast I've listened to. Everyone's been wonderful. The summer camp vibe is real. It translates. But I also love just the larger community, like the supportive things, what MaxFun means to people, what the different shows do. I think all of us can speak to there's a certain level of earnest dorkiness that goes into what we're creating. And it's nice to find like-minded people. Oh, I'm going to make myself cry.
Woo!
Twist!
Oh, who had that in the
ending.
pool?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Biz.
All right, guys. I am the host of One Bad Mother with Theresa Thorne, who I love and miss dearly at the moment as she is busy taking care of her family with Jessie. And we've been with Maximum Fun, I think maybe 8 years now. This may be our 8th Max Fun Drive. And I cannot begin to say how much not only the One Bad Mother community means to me and how special they are and how nice they are. God, they're nice people. But also just the support we've received over the last couple of months while Theresa's need to take this time and the flexibility you guys have given me to just continue to bring all these different hosts on to talk about things. It's been a delight. So One Bad Mother podcast. Again, we cannot say thank you enough to all the people with Maximum Fun who are helping not only put this event on, but all the events on. You see them on the social media. You see them at all these different events. When you support Maximum Fun, you are supporting them as well. Go, you still have time. You can still donate to Meals on Wheels. We are all now going to get, well, actually, you guys are all going to go probably pass out. I'm going to go have second dinner with my family.
Nice.
Yeah, and with that said, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Woo!